Mental health, first off, is such a big issue. The pandemic really created such a divide with people in mental health, and we can see that in kids today. Growing up the oldest of 5, I learned a lot about taking care of my siblings. My mom suffered with depression and with a lot of addiction. I had a hard time kind of finding my grounding, though, and where I fit in.
Growing up before the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, I was shy. I liked to read, but I would say I also liked to watch a lot of TV and wasn't very focused.
I didn't really trust a lot of people. But the first day I met her, I was 8 years old and I didn't know how impactful this would be.
My entire life was changed because of Big Brothers Big Sisters. I still remember when I first met my big brother Howard. I didn't really know what to think. My relationship with Howard really evolved over the years. I think the most that I learned from him was just picking up his behaviors unintentionally, things he didn't try and teach, but things I observed and learned. I didn't really have an example of how to be a husband or how to be a father, but I got to observe him be a husband and father. When I met Howard, I wasn't really that focused, but by the time I graduated high school, I was valedictorian, and I think it's because of a lot of what I learned from him.
I think I was probably a lot like Alea growing up. So the first time we met, I remember her being very quiet, but once we started talking about the activities we both liked and things we wanted to go do, we found out we had a lot in common.
I like going to coffee shops.
We need that extra half hour to get all the stories.
I started with STARS when I was in high school in my freshman year. My first mentor for the STARS program, his name was John. He was telling me about the program. The more and more I heard, the more and more I was interested about the ability to, meet with kids who are younger than me and give them advice and do what I already did for all my friends all around me. It felt like a really nice way to be able to create a consistency, a balance that I previously really did not have.
The first time we ever went swimming, okay, I didn't know how to swim, and I remember her just being there for me. I remember just knowing that I could trust her.
I remembered going swimming that day, but I didn't know the significance of it to her, but I think that's a great example of a little thing that impacted her.
One of the reasons I became a big was something I learned from my big brother Howard, how big of an impact it can make. My first meeting with Taju was in the Big Brothers Big Sisters office. I remember playing tennis with him here.
He was slightly better than me, for only a little bit, and then I got better.
When you don't have that male role model, you think you might be different somehow. But when you have a lot of other kids that are in the same position in life, you realize you're not that different. In fact, you have quite the community.
I think our conversations have definitely progressed too, from how's school, do you like your classes, to now a little bit more in depth of what's going on with your friends and how are you feeling and what do you enjoy, and it's more meaningful conversation as time has gone on.
It's been an impact on making us closer. I think Kim definitely opened me up a little bit.
It feels like my big brother Howard imprinted on me in a lot of different ways. He adopted 3 kids. I have 3 foster kids living in my house right now.
Murdoch keeps telling me about his work and how hard he works, and that just really inspired me to do really well in school.
And I've been so proud of him to watch his growth academically, personally, over the last few years. And so it's very full circle to be here with my little brother in the program that inspired me and my wife to become foster parents. Howard and I are absolutely still in touch. 30 years may have passed, but it seems like not too much has changed.
I think mentorship, at least for me, it's the ability to create a support system. We all struggle. We all have hard times. We all need things that are different from another person. Being different is amazing. It's the best thing you can be because there's no better you than yourself. That's why I went into social work, is to continue that power and to continue into mental health. I'm going to be an activist for all the people that need it. And that's my goal, is to give back to that community that just needs a little love.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters Colorado, we are working to combat this critical need for connection by igniting the power and promise of youth through mentoring relationships. We need mentors and supporters who are ready to invest their time, experience, and resources into helping shape the next generation of young leaders to ensure that every child has what and who they need to achieve success. Becoming a mentor may sound like a big commitment, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. Join us and help make a difference. We can't ask our youth to wait not a single day longer.